Hey there guys, this is Jesse with Permofit again. Hey, I just wanted to keep with my motivation and bring another video for you guys. This one is going to be on my wood turning and wood lathe stuff. So if you haven't checked out any of that, I have a few videos in the past. I also have an Etsy channel where I think I got like 6 items on there for sale right now. Anyways, I wanted to give you a quick overview of what I've done to my lathe. It was a Delta lathe that I got at an auction my neighbor got for me, and or found it for me. And I'm part of the Yellowstone Wood Turners group association. Anyways, they meet once a month in the Montana Yellowstone Valley. Super knowledgeable guys, cool group. So if you get a chance to join a group for whatever you're interested in, just a wealth of resource. Anyways, so I'll be right back and I'll show you the lathe. All right, so this is a Delta lathe. It's a iron bed 1440. It came with just the standard banjo and tool rest and stuff, and I've picked up, you know, little accessories here and there. This is a PSI Barracuda 2 kit that I bought. Works pretty good. It does not have the dovetail style. It just has these ridges. I just got some thread chasing tools. I had 10 TPI. I just couldn't get the hang of it. I got 20 TPI in. Oh my gosh. If you get a chance to do it, get the finer thread. It is so much easier. Turn it about 250 RPM. It just makes learning so much easier, and just light. You do it in like 3. I'll just show you real quick. So here's some tools I have here. See, there's my internal, and here we go. So I'll just keep this real quick, but I have like literally minutes of experience doing this. Minutes. And look, I have threads. Now some of the wood's chipped out. This isn't chipped right here. This is poplar, so it just looks like that. But you do it in 3 stages. You get a, wasn't really prepared to do a demo, but I'm in the mood. So you get yourself a square edge. So you make a square edge. If it's tapered, it's a pipe thread, and you're going to end up cracking your wood. Get a square edge. I squared this off here, squared this off here, and then you put a slight round on your leading edges, and then just ever so slightly you just go like this, and you're not even really starting a thread, you're just starting a groove. And then this is the 3 stages I just learned. You go here, you get your edge. You go here, you get halfway between your edge and the flat surface, and then you square up your dealio. And as you're turning, you literally at that edge, you only do about 3 threads at a time. You go here, and then you go more, and then you go more, and then you just keep going until it's as deep as you want. And then when you match up your bigger piece, oh, it doesn't fit. Look, oh, it doesn't fit. So you take your square bit and you file it down a little bit, still leaving the threads there, but take them down a little, then rethread it. Doesn't quite fit, take your square, take it down, rethread it. Look, and then, oh, it'll fit. Just practice. So anyways, it's not what I wanted to do here. You guys are distracting me. So this I made a custom bracket here. It's just a plate, the mounting plate for the new motor. My 1.5 horse motor does not match up. Ooh, that's really hot. Did not match up with my lathe. I got an RPM gauge, it's a bent piece of metal. I put a couple magnets to hold it in place. Then I dripped crazy glue or super glue down in here, and I just took this guy and that's a Harbor Freight pretty strong rare earth magnet, and I super glued it to here. This guy doesn't work anymore. I mean, it works, but just leave it in one position because I want a certain tightness for the pulley. I got everything wired. This is 220, so I have two different power supplies coming in, and I got everything wired to the safety so I can turn it on. First thing that happens is this is an old furnace exhaust fan, or furnace induced draft motor fan, and I have it kind of trying to facing away so it doesn't blow a bunch of sawdust in, but I still got to clean it off quite often. And I literally just have it blowing on the motor to keep it cool. And I got the RPM gauge wired in up here, and I got my freak drive right here, and I have a little mounting plate that I custom made. And it's just a piece of metal with a couple holes drilled in it to line up. So right now I have it set at 10 hertz or 10.07 hertz. I have you can overdrive your motor by 400% with this guy. I don't want to do that. I have it set up. The biggest pain in the butt is going through the instructions and setting up every stage of the programming, because there's so many different factors you can control with this thing. So I have it set up for just 10 hertz right now, and then that's my RPM. You can kind of do the math in your head or make a chart, but I think this guy was 10 or 12 bucks on Amazon. It was totally worth it. So you turn it on, 319 RPM. There we go. I have a hole drilled in there, so a little bit of your turn the speed up here. I do get a bit of a vibration. So I have it set so it maxes out at 60 hertz. So as I turn it up to 60, it'll then ramp up to 60 according to how I have it set. And I have it set for like 2 or 3 seconds to ramp up. So 1908 RPMs. I think this motor is about 18, it's either between 750 RPM and 1900 RPM. I'm not 100% sure. And this isn't going to be super accurate, but I just need a ballpark, you know, if I'm going 600 RPM or if I'm going 200 RPM for threading. This motor does overheat, and it's got a built-in thermal overload. If it gets too hot, this motor was really hot. So turning at low speeds, it's got, I don't know if you can be able to see it here, but the front shaft, you're not going to be able to see it, but on the front of the shaft here, it comes out, there's a fan attached. So the faster it spins, it throws hot air out and draws cool air in from the side. But at low speeds, that fan doesn't do anything. So, and this is a really poor design. I just literally have air blowing on it. But I want to be able to feed more air into this area, so it has sort of increased the life of the motor, as well as I wanted to be able to turn. So anyways, so I got this set up here. I have it so I can turn it off. This will keep blowing on it. And I have this in there with a little bit of a piece of plastic kind of duct taped in place to kind of ram air. And I can be able to see it. But as air comes down here, some of it gets behind this piece of plastic and forced in through here. This is called lock line. You get them on Amazon. They're not super expensive. There's a tool, optional tool I didn't buy that makes it easier to assemble. Buy it if you're going to spend the money on this. Spend the 10-12 bucks and get the tool. And I just have a constant airflow, and it's not a really strong airflow, but it is constant. I mean, it's probably a few psi, maybe a few, maybe 5 or 10 tops. But it's a decent size opening, and it keeps away a lot of the dust. So when if that's chipped threading. Like I said, I have a few minutes experience. But anyways, so this keeps the dust blowing out. So normally when you're turning, it just builds up, builds up, builds up. You stop, you blow it out, you check. This just keeps that much off of it. It's been pretty handy. I've only used it a few times. It's pretty new. I just got this thing up and running again not too long ago. So anyways, it's worked really good. Right before I started the video, I tried doing the threading with my threading tools, and amazing. I'm telling you, if you haven't gotten into threading so far, it's been great. I got a couple books, and one of them is on different threaded projects. So anyways, this one went a little bit longer than I wanted, but I just wanted to be able to kind of show you all the different update stuff. So, all right, thanks guys, bye.